This is a true story. Pablo Escobar, the real-life hitman. Hello everyone, this is AWZ. Welcome to our channel. Don't forget to subscribe. Enjoy. Pablo Escobar, often known as the Boss, is widely regarded as the most powerful drug trafficker. At the height of his influence, Pablo Escobar is claimed to have been responsible for 80% of all cocaine transported throughout the world. Along with his vast drug enterprise, Colombia's cocaine king was smuggling 15 tons of cocaine, or over $500 million, into the United States every day. Pablo Escobar also had a merciless army consisting of serial murderers. The guys were known as sicarios and were dedicated to Pablo and no one else. The most renowned of these were Popeye La Kika and Blackie. Narcos is a Netflix series. You've definitely heard of them, so now we'll look at where these cold-blooded killers are now and what the narrative is behind their fascination with killing others. 1. Popeye. Popeye may appear infantile and sweet, but he is far from John. Popeye's true name is Jairo Velasquez, which was given to him because of his prominent jaw, which was subsequently corrected surgically. Jairo Velasquez's narrative begins in Yaramul. Antioquia, Colombia, as unexpected as it may sound to you, used to be a member of the Colombian National Army before joining the National Police Cadet School. A hitman like Jairo Velasquez used to be a part of something whose main purpose was to safeguard the people. Let's delve a little deeper. He began his career at the Colombian Navy School of NCOs before transferring to the National Police Academy. He just studied there for one semester. What was he studying there? How to shoot somebody so quickly that they don't have time to blink once the bullet hits them. Wherever he learned his expertise, it helped him kill 257 people. That is the number of people he has voluntarily confessed to murdering. Who knows about the individuals he has murdered but hasn't confessed to? Not only that, but there were also innumerable kidnappings. Not only did the candidate for mayorship Francisco Santos kidnap and murder Carlos and numerous other renowned politicians in Colombia, but it's safe to conclude that no matter how rich or powerful you are, all it takes is a bullet from Escobar's hitman. If you're shocked by how many people he murdered himself, just wait till you find out how many people he killed himself. How many murders was he responsible for? 3,000 killings, yes, 3,000 murders, were successfully organized by the psychotically brilliant hitman. Some may even call him a genius when it comes to planning anything, even if it was other people's deaths. Jokes aside, this is not something you should use for inspiration. What is his current location? While Popeye is a ruthless murderer, he really does clean up nice foreign guy in an interview one fondly remembers. He says that the first time he killed, he was 17 years old. Porn was inspired by a feeling of righteousness at that early age when he killed the bus driver who was responsible for the death of a close friend's mother. Later in the conversation, he recalled the first time he met Pablo. One used to work for Pablo's mistress, believe it or not. When she left the country, Han went knocking on Pablo's doors searching for work, and the rest is history. From 1992 to 2014, he served 30 years in jail for murder, extortion, terrorism, and drug trafficking. He was released in 2014, but was sent to jail after being arrested for extortion again. Old habits fade slowly. I suppose a man. He was continuously in and out of prison until he died of stomach cancer. During his time out, he also built up a YouTube channel where he narrated anecdotes about his incarceration. According to him, as a cruel stone-cold murderer, he had an 80% probability of being killed by a former gang member. I guess even insane killers aren't immune to cancer spreading on to the next hitman of the world's deadliest drug lord. 2. La Quica or Andini Muñoz Mosquera is considered by many to be the most ruthless and violent out of all of Pablo's killers. Dandini entered the Colombian drug war after being enrolled into the Colombian army, but he was shortly expelled owing to many petty larceny offenses. From there, he joined Pablo Escobar's Medellin cartel. This is when he earned the moniker La Quica. Dandini was given the nickname La Quica because of his likeness to his aunt. La Quica quickly went to the top of the cartel's ranks and became an expert in everything torture. He was not only one of Pablo's most trusted hitmen, but he was also in charge of assisting Pablo's army of murderers. La Quica operated a type of hitman boot camp. Kids were abducted from the streets and groomed to be loyal and expert murderers for hire. La Quica was one of the finest at what he did, and after murdering his victims, he would carve the words KK on their bodies. This was done so he could demonstrate that he was, in fact, the murderer. It is also alleged that he skinned his victims alive and went so far as to have them castrated Valatica to take up. This way of living is extremely viable. Because of his poor background, his father, believe it or not, was a cop, and his mother was an evangelist. It was also connected to the church throughout his early life, and the U.S. was chasing him for a long time. All of this altered after the 1989 bombing of Flight Avianca, since Pablo Escobar loved to make a statement even if it meant killing one person. For the murder of an inside snitch, he would have the entire bus or plane blown up. La Quica was paid to blow up an airliner. The plane blew up in midair, cutting the hour-long journey short. All 101 individuals on board were killed. This plane carried 2 American citizens, the deaths of whom gave the U.S. grounds to pursue La Quica. La Quica was the first person convicted under the federal statute passed in 1956. In addition to being the first person to be prosecuted under the 1986 terrorism statute. In instances involving American deaths, the U.S. linked La Quica to 220 killings and the Colombian government to over 440 homicides. Although the Colombian government never pursued official charges against La Quica, he was apprehended and tried in 1994. He was later found guilty and sentenced to 10 life sentences and 45 years in prison. La Quica is still serving his sentence and is being held in the same facility as the iconic Unabomber. Quica denied all of his crimes in an interview from prison. Nelson Hernandez Nelson is the perpetrator. Hernandez, better known as Blackie, was born in Colombia. This moniker was given to him since he was Pablo's close companion and partner and was of African heritage. For the longest time, he was one of his most trusted accomplices, and he even served as a guard and a hitman for the deadly drug king. Nelson was well known for being a bully, but Pablo trusted him enough to let him hang out with him and feel secure in the knowledge that they are exactly where you need to be. Nelson was well known for his assassinations and murders. He would do everything Escobar wanted him to do without hesitation, which turned out to be not the ideal attitude under Escobar's employment. Nelson abducted Felix Gallardo, Miguel Angel, and Isabella Batista in Cali and transported them to his boss's mansion in Medellin. He aided Pablo in getting out of a few tough situations by assaulting Colombian judges and setting fire to all evidence. They had something against him. Pablo was actually tugging Nelson's strings when he had him assassinate cartel chief Kiko Moncada. When Escobar carried out the 1993 Bogota shipping center attack, he planted 220 pounds of C4 plastic explosives in a vehicle parked in a major retail area. Over 20 people were killed and almost 70 were injured as a consequence of the blast, leaving him feeling awful for what he'd done. While seeing television video of the aftermath of the assaults, Hernandez repented to God. Children, women, and innocent people were slaughtered. And it was at that point that Hernandez became concerned that Escobar was going insane from fear. He lied about seeing his wife Maria Hernan and their daughter Manuela in a hotel window to keep Escobar from forcing him to stay until he saw them, but he was arrested as he left the payphone and was interrogated by the death rather than be hanged for the bombing. He gave details on Juan Diego Diaz, leading to the search block raid on Monte Casino. As of now, no one knows where Blocky is, and it's presumed he's still alive and well in the witness protection program. Did you scared of Paulo, or you like him? Drop your answers on the comment section. This is all for now. Check out other videos. Enjoy.